Oh, Mr. Conroy, Miss Kate and Miss Julia thought you were never coming. Good night, Mrs. Conroy.
I forgot that my wife here takes 3 mortal hours to dress herself.
You must be perished alive.
Go on up, I'll follow. You're going to your wedding one of these fine days, huh?
The men that is now is only all palaver, and what they can get out of you.
Lily, it's Christmas time, isn't it? Here's just a little...
I don't know, sir.
Christmas time, Christmas
Hey!
Yay!
Yay!
You're not taking a cab back to Monster tonight?
No, we found enough out last year, didn't we?
You'll never guess what game makes me right now. Galoshes. The next thing he'll find me is a diving suit.
And what are galoshes?
Galoshes, Julia. Don't you know what galoshes are? You wear them over your boots, isn't it?
Yeah, yes.
Of course, you've seen about the room. Greta was saying, where's Julia going? Julia! Julia, where are you going?
Freddie's here.
Sit down and see if he's alright. Don't let him up if he's screwed. I'm sure he's screwed. I'm sure he is. 3 gentlemen, 3 ladies, Mary Jane. Mary Jane, 3 ladies.
Hello, Freddie.
Hey! I gotta tell you, look at me. I'm gonna tell you a story about last night. Okay. Hear me out on this one. I was at this guy's house, and I hear a knock on the door.
Okay.
It's an alien. What do you think? I went and I opened up the door. Hey, I'm gonna tell you a story about last night.
I have a crow to pluck with you.
With me?
I hear you write for the Daily Express. Now, aren't you ashamed of yourself?
Why should I be ashamed of myself?
Well, I'm ashamed of you. To say you write for a paper like that. I think you're a West Breton.
Oh, I don't think I'm a West Breton.
Of course, I was only joking. Oh, Mr. Conroy, will you come for an excursion to the Aran Islands this summer?
The fact is, I've arranged to go somewhere.
Go where?
Well, you know, every year I go for a cycling tour with some fellows, and we usually go to France or Belgium or perhaps Germany.
And why do you go to France or Belgium instead of visiting your own land?
It's probably to keep in touch with the languages and partly for a change.
And haven't you your own language to keep in touch with? Irish?
Well, if it comes to that, Irish isn't my language. The truth, I'm sick of my own country, sick of it.
Why? Of course you have no answer. West Breton.
So boring. But only for 10 minutes, Molly. That won't delay you.
I really couldn't.
I'm afraid you didn't enjoy yourself at all.
Ever so much, really. But you really must let me run off now.
But how can you get home?
If you will allow me, Mrs. Avers, I'll see you home if you are really obliged to go.
I won't hear of it. For goodness sake, go in and have your suppers. Don't mind me, I'm quite able to take care of myself.
Well, you're the comical girl, Molly.
Being it tonight!
Here I am, Aunt Kate, ready to carve a flock of geese if necessary. Mary Jane, what shall I send you? A wing or a slice of breast?
Oh, anything at all, Mr. Conroy.
In Mount Melleray, the monks are so hospitable, and they never ask a penny piece from their guests.
And do you mean to say that shop can go down there and put up there as if it were a hotel and live on the fat of the land and then come away without paying anything?
Most people give some donations to the monastery when they leave.
I wish we had an institution like that in our church, so they never speak, get up at 2 in the morning and sleep in their coffins.
That's the rule of the order.
Yes, but why?
That's the rule of the order, and that is all.
I like that idea very much, but wouldn't a comfortable spring bed do them as well as a coffin?
Ladies and gentlemen, it has fallen to my lot to perform a very pleasing task for which I am afraid my poor powers as a speaker are all too inadequate.
No, no.
But however that may be, I can only ask you tonight to take the will of the deed and to lend me your attention for a few moments while I endeavor to express to you in words that my feelings are on this occasion. It isn't the first time that we have gathered together under this hospitable roof. or that we have been the recipients, or I had better say the victims of the hospitality of certain good ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, a new generation is growing up in our midst, a generation actuated by new ideas and new principles. It is serious and enthusiastic for these new ideas, and its enthusiasm, but we are living in a skeptical and a thought-tormented age. And sometimes I fear that this new generation, educated or hyper-educated as it is, will lack those qualities of humanity, of hospitality, of kindly humor, which belong to an older day. We are living in a less spacious age. Let us cherish in our hearts the memory of those dead and gone, Greta ones whose fame the world is not willing let die.
Hear, hear.
But yet there are always in gatherings such as this sadder thoughts that will recur in our minds. Thoughts of the past, of youth, of changes, of absent faces that we miss here tonight. Therefore, I will not linger on the past. Here we are gathered together for a brief moment from the bustle and rush of our everyday routine. So let's toast to the three graces of the Dublin musical world, and drink to their health, wealth, long life, happiness, and prosperity, and may they long continue to hold the proud and self-won position which they hold in their profession, and the profession of honor and affection which they hold in their hearts.
Yes.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny.
Miss Mullins will get her death of cold.
Brownie's out there.
Brown is everywhere.
Who's playing the piano?
Nobody, they're all gone.
Someone is playing on the piano anyway.
Oh, it's Bartle Darcy singing, and he wouldn't sing all night. Oh, I'll get him to sing a song before he goes.
What is the name of the song you were singing?
It's called The Last of Aughrim, but I couldn't remember it correctly. Why? Do you know it?
Last of Hologram. I couldn't think of the name. Hi, Amy. Thank you for the pleasant evening.
Good night, Greta. Good night, Gabriel.
Greta, you look tired.
I am a little.
Is something wrong? Yeah, what are you thinking about? I think I know what it is. Do I know?
I'm thinking about that song, Last of Aughrim.
What about that song? Why does it make you cry?
I used to know this young boy when I was living with my grandmother in Galway.
Was it someone you were in love with?
Furry. He used to sing that song. He was very delicate. I can see him so plainly. Such eyes he had. Big, dark eyes.
Then you are in love with him.
I used to go walking with him.
Perhaps that is why you wanted to go to Galway with that Ivers girl?
What for?
How do I know? To see him, perhaps.
He's dead. He died when I was 17.
And what did he die so young of, Greta?
I think he died for me. He was very fond of me. We used to go walking in the countryside. I was going to leave my grandmother's and come up to her convent. And he was ill at the time and we wouldn't be let out. Then the night before I left, I was in my grandmother's house in the Nuns' Island, packing up. And I heard great gravel thrown up against the window. I ran downstairs to the garden and there was a poor fellow at the end of the garden, shivering. I implored of him to go home at once, but he said he did not want to leave.
And did he go home?
The day that I heard that he was